in our new greenhouse area. It's getting close to being done. Um, Basically, we just got to move a whole bunch of wood that was here down out of this section, and then I got to put chicken wire all on this structure here, and then put our polyplastic up. Once we do that, this section here will be basically done. I'm going to wire up a few grow lights, do a door, and then just add a couple of windows and ventilation screens. So we're inside the greenhouse area. As you can see, it used to be an old lean-to. So we took half of the roof off, and then I cut in a door. So this way I can drive right through here with the four-wheeler and trailer. So if we packages of potting soil, stuff from the house, totes of water, anything really, we can come in and out of here, and then rototiller and lawnmowers, all that stuff can be stored in here in the winter. Right approximately where that ladder is, I'm going to be putting in a door so that we can be in here and just walk straight out into the garden area. As you can tell, I've got that tilled up, and Rochelle's starting to put mounds up in there, and you can't really tell on camera. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. We do have deer fencing up. It's really hard to tell, but it is fenced in. As you can see, we got the chicken wire and the plastic all put up on the walls. Today, I'm going to work on the roof. It's not going to be the funnest job to do myself, but it's got to be done, and I'm the only person that can do it. So I have to attempt it. I got a ladder. I think that'll work. I hope it'll work. And then I got to work on a idea for the door. What I'm going to do for that. That is so I can drive in and out with the quad. Then I got to build a wall right here. I'll flip the camera around. So right here is basically the end of the 40-foot section greenhouse. This stuff here was all down in here. The boys had to move this all on the weekend. But I want to put a wall up here, fill it in, so that nothing can come in down here. And put a door in so I can drive through with the quad. There's the little man door I did. And then goes into the garden area. Got a couple little raised beds getting done. We're probably going to start planting our seedlings out here this weekend. Yeah, but it's turned out really good. I'm going to put a board across the top and the bottom to help hold the plastic on. Other than that, she's coming along. She's doing good. And the most important thing, wife's happy. So I've come a long way. And I think another thing that she's got to do is she's got a drip system, irrigation drip system we got to put in too. So she's going to put them all in on all these totes. And then on this side, up against this wall, I'm going to do a really long bench system here so that we can put all our trays on it. Well, I'll show you our garden and everything in the greenhouse. Then we'll go out to the actual outdoor garden and we'll show you that. So here's all the baby carrots. They're all doing really, really good. And the jalapenos, jalapenos, whatever people want to call them. Got some nice ones growing. And then there's one right there going upside down. I've never seen one grow upside down before. And then our tomato plants, they're doing really good. You don't see, it's hard to see all the fruit. So we'll just head outside to the other garden. We'll show you that. We haven't done any weeding for a week or so, so you know, don't hate on me for not having everything weeded properly. Here's all our slicers. There's sunflowers. The sunflowers are doing awesome. So this area here that you're looking at is the garden area. On the right side, that was last year's garden, our outdoor, where we had our peppers and tomatoes and squashes and stuff in there. And then the blue bins had our radishes and some sunflowers in it. Directly across that driveway to the left, we're gonna make a big plot where we're gonna have our corn and a lot of our rooted vegetables in there, and also some wildflowers, and possibly some raised beds in there also. The greenhouse does not have any of the plastic up on the roof yet. I have to wait for the snow to thaw so I can get up there and put the plastic down for this year. The plastic on the wall survived the winter really good, so I'm happy about that. And then the outside area is going to get redone with some raised beds also. So this is basically our garden area, and then this is going to be 2024's project. But the work I'm going to do today is all these shelving that we had quickly put up last year to put all our plants on so we can get them acclimated, little workspace. That's all coming down because we're going to put a raised bed in here. So we're going to take that down and then possibly have something on this back wall back here on either side of the door, little table so we can put some trays and stuff in there. And possibly something at the front also. So yeah, just that's pretty much all I'm gonna do today. And then I have found some windows that we had, just panes of glass that I'm thinking about putting some in on the wall, but frame them in and get them put in. We'll be good to go. So all I got it left to do with the greenhouse is I got to get up on the roof and I got to tuck the plastic in underneath the roofing tin and put some screws in there, and then put a little bit more strapping on, and the roof is done. I gotta just finish a small piece of plastic here. We need to get another roll because I ran out. Put some strapping up there, and this greenhouse is basically going to be done. So I'm super excited to get the mock-up of this complete, and then be able to show you what it's going to look like, and then show you again when we're finally done. got down here yesterday, did a little bit more work. As you can tell, I got the tin all up. I got my support beams all in, and a top just to kind of see what it's going to look like. I am putting rebar or threaded rod through every other post into the wall and having it bolted in so that when we fill it with dirt, it won't want to collapse. It's pulling through, and it has made this so strong that, I mean, you could probably park a truck up here if it fit. But no, super awesome. I'm super excited about it, and I hope it turns out as well as I think. I came out here this morning. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning here, and outside temperature was 7 degrees Celsius, and inside the greenhouse here it was 19 degrees Celsius. So big difference. The greenhouse is doing its job, but all these blue bins you see, what we're gonna have to do is probably that we promised the boys last year we would never have to move again. They're gonna have to move, and what we're gonna do the whole greenhouse here to stop weeds from growing. It wasn't too bad except for all the edges. That's where we got the weeds. Other than that, we didn't get all that much weeds. So that's gonna be a job on its own. I can't even touch those. Way too heavy for me. But the boys can handle that. Even if we move them a little bit at a time, put them back on the weed cloth and help save them from having to take them completely out in here. If we can just jigger them around a little bit so that they don't have to go so far, we'll do what we can to help them out also. So there we have it. The raised bed is pretty much complete. I'm super excited about it. 40 feet long, 3 feet, well, just about 3 feet wide. It's gonna hold a lot of dirt and a lot of plants, so I can't wait. I also got a fan installed to help circulate the air because it is hot. It's 32 degrees in here. As you can see, I'm in the greenhouse. Woohoo! Where a lot of the stuff is growing really nice. Super excited. But this rain we're getting, excuse my language, but it's stupid. We have gotten more rain this spring alone than I think we've had since we've lived here. It is it's pretty harsh. Our pond down back is actually overflowing. It's up over the normal banks. I've never seen that before. We normally get a lot of water in the spring when we get the winter thaw, but then it'll eventually just go down and then we're fine. But this water is getting pretty bad. A couple of the islands that we have back in the back 40 are so full of water they're actually spilling out into the field and draining, and it's just insane. And the greenhouse is taking on a little bit of water, but it's not too bad because it's at least underneath the potting buckets, and as you can see there, but it's soaking up the water anyways. I'll just flip the camera around and show you guys some of the plants that are growing. So we got our carrots all coming up nice. Not sure why the Beautiful One planted them like this, but it's kind of cool. It looks like Area 51 in here. Our lettuces are all coming up nice. The celery looks awesome in here. Our tomatoes, cucumbers, all our peppers. There's chili peppers right here at the front, habaneros down at the end there, and then more chili in the center, and then the end ones are all jalapeno. In here we have pepper plants, tomato plants. I believe these are all paste tomatoes. I'm not sure. Most of them anyway. Sunflowers on the end. And then we got our flowers. We have I believe these ones here are lemon balm, which is like a herb. Then we have our marigolds, which we got one flowering, which is awesome to see. We have some sunflowers planted and a fair bit coming up. We also have beans on this side. There are some poppies and hollyhocks there. And then there's more pumpkins over here. Those are doing awesome. So the stick's just here because the beautiful one had weeded from all the way down there all the way to here, and she uses this as a marker. Oh, and there's more flowers. Look at those, eh? Don't they look just beautiful? I love it. And another sunflower at the end there. Our lavender is looking awesome. I wish you had smell-o-vision. It smells so good. It's just very hard on us, you know, like we have so much things to do. We've been going go, 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 go. And we're basically just sitting at a standstill until it stops raining and dries up. It's not welcoming weather. You do want a little bit of rain for sure. A little bit. We're getting way too much rain. And it's just pretty much put us at a standstill. It will eventually stop at some point. We know that, but it's just frustrating right now. Not able to get out and do a good cleanup and plant more and do stuff with all this rain. It's just non-stop. It's been almost 2 days straight of just rain, so really sucks. Different techniques I've used my tripod for.
Interesting.
It works great. Out in the greenhouse today, and as you can see, we've gotten all our plants out. Super excited. It just feels really good because once you put in the work, like I did building this for the beautiful one, and seeing it come together and getting the soil in, getting the plants in, it's freaking amazing. I'm beside myself. There's still little tiny things to do, like this wall here. I kind of don't like that. I may just do some cheap plywood all the way to the top and just keep a vent in, and so we have our cross flow ventilation. But it has been a long time coming. We thought about this idea last year. We started stripping it down. We put up some plastic. We didn't have a roof on last year. We didn't have the beautiful raised bed in here last year, obviously. But what a difference this made. Having this raised bed in here, we have exactly 30 totes, or whatever you want to call these. I'm not buckets. They're mineral buckets for cattle, is what they used to be. And it seems way bigger in here than what it did last year, but it's the same size. It's just the layout, I guess, has worked perfect, and it seems so much better. And the temperatures are fluctuating perfectly in here. I gotta try to keep that door closed. So just a quick overview of the greenhouse. Sun comes out, it warms up nicely in here. It has been absolutely beautiful. We've had a lot of rain, and it's been pretty cool here the last couple of days. But woke up this morning, it was 8 degrees outside, and it was 15 degrees inside here. So beautiful temperatures. It's supposed to go up even more today. But yeah, the plants are looking awesome. So this is the first time they're getting a good water in here in the greenhouse. So I'm just excited, as you can probably tell. The beautiful one is beside herself. She absolutely loves it. So we will continue to bring content on the greenhouse and on the plants, how it's going, temperature fluctuations, all that kind of stuff. So we'll keep this all. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing the videos. And let's just stop the video right there. You have now seen where we took this old part of a building, a lean-to, that was completely jam full of old scrap stuff and was just a junky part of the barn, turning it into a greenhouse. And it was definitely a lot of work. It was a lot of different ideas that worked. Some failed. We made things better. Homesteading, that's one thing that happens a lot, is you try something, doesn't work, you fail, but you through those failures, you make it better. And it's been a few years in the making here with this greenhouse here, and 41 feet long by 18.5 feet wide, and has been a lot of work, but we are super proud of it. It's not anything professional by no means, but it does its job 100%. We have worked in the rain, we've worked in the snow, we have done a lot to get to where we are. So from the beginning, we took all the roofing tin off. They had a roofing tin up on the side, took that all off, put chicken wire all up, and then we put 6 mil poly plastic over top of everything. A lot of work that I didn't want to do but had to. These mosquitoes are eating me. Like getting up on the roof, that was not wasn't a fun job, but I got her done, and it was something that I didn't think I was going to be able to do, but I did get it done. So that was accomplishment number 1. Accomplishment number 2 was getting this wall here put up to separate the two sides, because we did have chickens and pigs on the other side at one point until we moved them. Doors all in. One thing I would like to do for 2025 is put a few glass windows in here. So basically everything that we have and used in this greenhouse, we have had here on the farm. Everything's recycled. I love using everything that's recycled as much as possible for several reasons. Reused. 2, saves money on buying new stuff that we could put towards other things. And 3, you feel very accomplished when it's done. And that's what's happened here in this greenhouse. We got, first year, we had basically just some tables down at the other end that we put all our starts on so that we can get them acclimated into the weather. That all got torn out, and I built this raised bed. I'll show you in a minute. The beautiful one got 30 mineral totes, actually 37, because there's 7 outside. There's 30 in here right now. Those have been perfect for in here. We can move them around a little bit if we had to. Don't want to, because they are very heavy when they're full of dirt, but has been perfect. The outside garden, 2024, we were not able to get anything outside at all in the ground. It just rained so much this spring. It was impossible. A lot of people had issues even having outdoor gardens this year because of the amount of rain that we were getting this spring. It was just nuts. But the outside garden, and where the animals used to be, is all going to be outside garden the whole length of this greenhouse. This side here is going to be all tore down, and the greenhouse is going to go the full length, the full 82 feet, the whole length of the barn. And raised beds and gardens are all going to continue over in that side. I think we may separate the two sides. We may do tomatoes and peppers on one side, everything else all on the other side. Not 100% sure. That'll probably change, but that's where we're leaning to as of right now. We may just do tomatoes all on one whole complete side, peppers on it in down the middle. Who knows? It'll change. But I'll pick the camera up, I'll turn it around, and I will show you from where we started, where you just saw the video, to now, and what a difference this greenhouse has made. So there's the door and the raised bed. You can't really see because it is packed. All these tomato plants are at least 7 feet tall. All our carrots that look like Area 51, looking really, really nice. And the celery, look at the celery growing. Just awesome. Our lettuce, just booming. All our pepper plants. These pepper plants are doing amazing. I'll show you some of the fruit right up and in there. They're doing really good. Jalapeno plants all on this far side. Paste tomatoes and our cucumber plants, which are producing like crazy. And they're up on a stringer. They've reached the roof. And there are a couple nice ones there. We've already ate a whole bunch. More of our beefsteak tomatoes. But the size of these things are just huge. And we have pepper plants in here. We have lots of different things. Lemon balm. Just awesome. And it smells really, really good too. And our sunflowers. This one here took a little bit of a beating. But we have everything all strung up. These things here are amazing. So basically this side here, you can just squeeze this and it will release this string. And I believe these are 50 feet long. I can't remember exactly how long. But you tie them on the bottom of the plant gently. And you tighten that string up. And then you use the little clips that are right there to hold them in. And it holds the plants up straight. They work awesome. Jalapenos. Lots of fruit. I've already had a few already, and these things are actually really warm. I like them. So that is the greenhouse as of right now. We are August. And we had something come in and broke this pepper plant, which I don't know why. And we also had this pepper plant here also got broke. I have no idea. But yeah, there's all these clips. This steel line to tell you how much pressure is on these lines was actually up at that screw line. So that's about 2.5 feet. That thing has been pulled down because of the weight of all these plants. There's our original line that we had just probably a month ago. So in a month, these things have gone from there to there, actually above that now. Just crazy. But with the amount of rain we had this spring, which was crazy amount of rain, has basically, that's why we moved the chickens and pigs to the other side of the barn. It's a lot drier, a lot better for them. And the rain also showed us that we need to take this whole building right the full length, open the other side up, get rid of that wall behind me, and go the full 82 feet, because that'll give us more growing space, more opportunity. If the weather gets like that again, we can grow even more food indoors. We won't have to worry as much about the rain and the weather. A lot of the wind this year, if any of these plants were outside, probably would have been all snapped down, broken. The rain and the wind, crazy this year, 2024. So even moving forward, we're going to continue making this greenhouse even bigger. Look at all of these plants just flourishing. So there's the outdoor garden. We could not get anything in. These tarps would not stay in the ground because of all the wind, and the ground was so saturated that the staples that are right there wouldn't even stay in the ground. Now, I've been watching a lot of YouTubers, and when they use those stakes, those ones are, I believe, 6 or 8 inch stakes, they let them stay out and get rusty, because then they'll hold in the ground better. But what we're doing is we're taking this whole length. It's all going to be greenhouse, the whole thing. Outdoor garden, the old animal pen, it will be outdoor garden. So that's our plans for 2024. The other side of the driveway, we may still do a garden over there. We're not sure yet. but most likely because more food. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit longer, but to show from where we started and where we came with this little greenhouse, we're super proud of it, and we wanted to show you where we started and how we got to this point. And I can't wait to show you exactly how much more we're going to add to it for next year. Super excited. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share my videos on social media, and we'll see you guys on the next one.